الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على تمان الأكملان على سيدنا وحبيبنا وقائدنا وقدوتنا وقرة أعيننا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه. أما بعد, dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Tonight, inshallah, we would actually discuss the question, can we pray in a non-Muslim house? This is actually very important question. The importance of this question is implied by or indicated by the necessity to understand that our religion is for all mankind, that Islam is universal. So we have an obligation and a commitment to fulfill, to convey a message of mercy, a message of peace, a message of humanitarian cooperation and support and assistance, a message which is Islam, a message which cares about humanitarian development, a message which cares about the whole humankind. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, addressing his most beloved messenger, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. We have sent you a mercy to al-alamin, of the whole world. Rahmah for mankind, a mercy for mankind, a mercy for the jinn, a mercy for the animals, a mercy for the inanimate, al-jamadat, مثل الشجر, the trees, the mountains, the rivers, the oceans, a mercy for the angels as well. This is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and this is Islam, the universal religion. Now, when we come to the question of can we pray in a non-Muslim house, we find out that there is still something we have to highlight, something we have to acknowledge, something we have to appreciate, something which should be brought into light, something which should be highlighted, and something about which we should be enlightened. How on earth a non-Muslim can understand Islam if you don't pray in his or her house? If they allow you, they permit you, they accept wholeheartedly that you perform your prayers as a Muslim in that house, then how on earth that person who is colleague, a friend, a neighbor, you name it, how can they understand Islam? How can they watch you and observe and see you praying? Don't you think that this would be triggering that person's reflection on the prayer of the Muslim? And that person would ask oneself and say, look, this person is prostrating and putting his forehead on the ground or her forehead on the ground And that is what Jesus, alayhi salam, Isa, has done. So that person would never come across Muslim prayer until and unless you pray in that person's house. Yes. The Prophet ﷺ says, the whole earth has been made purified for me, that I and my ummah, wherever they happen to be, they can pray. وَجُعِلَتْ لِيَ الْأَرْضُ طُهُورًا وَجُعِلَتْ لِيَ الْأَرْضُ طُهُورًا. Allah has made for me the whole earth. Every spot on the earth, it is tahir, except with few exceptions. Yes, the toilet, WC, water closet, the toilet, you don't pay. It is impure. You don't pray in certain places on earth which has been identified, and it is actually very, very, very small compared to the whole earth. So you leave only those places where the Sharia has identified as an unimpure or improper places for certain reasons. Otherwise, the house of a non-Muslim, the earth, where the ground, if there is no any impurity, you can pray there. And if, for example, there is no any idols, any images, where, for example, images which were put there or placed there for worship, for example, if there is a sanam, an idol, and a statue, or something of an image which is improper image, then you refrain from praying there because of that reason. And then you can go to another room, and then you can go to something like, you can pray some other room, or wherever there is no any such pictures, and also there is no any image, there is no any idol. Apart from that, if the room of that person is such a place where it is empty of all these things, and there is no other reason, you should not pray there. It is a unique opportunity. Indeed, it is a unique opportunity for you to say, look, this is how we pray, without actually addressing it, just an action. And I emphasize and reiterate here that action speaks louder. And action speaks louder. When you pray there and stand for prayer, and that you are being filled with humbleness and self-humiliation towards your Lord, the Creator, that person, if that person is sitting there, might be watching you and contemplating and pondering and mulling over what you are doing when you bow. I mean, of course, if you are a female, I'm talking about another female who is watching you, not a male. And at the same time, I would like to make this point. If there is a male there around, that actually makes another exemption, that you can't pray until you go to another room where it is empty. Nobody is there. If there are females, no problem. Because prayer of a woman actually involves that the person would be bowing and making prostration, and it's not befitting that a lady, a sister, a female should do that in front of a non-mahram, in front of a stranger. So if all of these improper situations and circumstances are excluded, that means when you pray in a non-Muslim house where A, there is no any idol around or image or something which is associated personal with Allah and worshipping like statues or idols, and B, there is no any male stranger around. For example, you visited your non-Muslim friend, which is a female, who is a female actually, and then the time of that salah, say Asr salah or Maghrib salah or Isha came. So you said, well, we are going to take time longer than, other salats would be coming. So why don't I pray here? And you sought the permission of your friend. And you said, can I perform my prayers here? Yes, of course, with a smile. She said yes. And then you take your ablution. And if you have prayer mat, that's okay. Otherwise, you can pray there and on the ground. That's not a problem. It's not necessarily that you have any mat, or if you have something small rug which is very clean and pure, then you can pray there. You can perform, and that, as I said, will be leading to the curiosity of your friend, non-Muslim friend, to ask you about the salah. How many times in a day and night, the whole day and night, how many times you perform these prayers? And if you are knowledgeable about the background of the salah, and salah being established by also people of the book, Ahlul Kitab, in the time of Musa alayhi salam and Isa alayhi salam, that they used to perform these prayers exactly as we do it today, which is putting the forehead on the ground. Then you can explain, and you can actually get some form of a way to explain what Islam is to your friend. So I see to it in a very positive perspective, from positive angle, that when you pray in your non-Muslim friend's house, a female Muslim friend's house, and provided that there is no any such thing which prohibits you, prevents you from performing the prayer in that home where she is, then it is a unique opportunity. Trust me, it is a very, very unique opportunity. Why? As I said, because it gives you the chances and the opportunities to embark on a discussion that actually would lead to a discussion. And then you can quote some references from the Quran, and you can explain to your friend over a cup of a tea. And then sometime you can even invite her to watch you praying in the mosque or another friend's house where you can be forming a congregation. I see, sisters, actually, that there is a necessity for you actually to practically start giving the dawah. I mean, in a way which is explaining the beauty of Islam to your non-Muslim friends. This is very important because there is a misconception. The misconception about the beauty of Islam. Islam as a religion of peace, as a religion of humanitarian cooperation, as a religion of mercy to all mankind. I mean, inviting your non-Muslim female friend and then giving her the chances to understand about Islam. This is very important because of us being ignorant to some extent about our religion. That's why it has a repercussion. It is reversing back to us that we are oblivious. We don't have that adequate knowledge actually to give out, to share with others about the beauty of Islam. If you just check the Quran from the opening Surah Al-Fatiha to the Surah An-Nas, then you will find that there are a lot of verses which talk about the beauty of Islam as a peaceful religion, as a religion of the Creator, who says in the Quran, Ghafurur Rahim, oft forgiving and the most merciful. I can give you one example. And there is a story actually I would like to share with you of Ibrahim alayhi salam. Ibrahim is called the patriarch, Abul Anbiya, the father of all the prophets after him. After him, all the prophets were his descendants. So Ibrahim alayhi salam is said that in his time he was the only monotheist, al-muwahhid, the only monotheist person on earth. And then فَآمَنَ لَهُ لُوط. His cousin Lut believed in Islam. He followed Ibrahim alayhi salam. But there was a time on the whole earth he was the only monotheist, al-muwahhid, al-wahid, ala dhahr al-ard. Then what happened? Ibrahim alayhi salam, one night, as usual, Ibrahim is said he was very generous. He would never eat except with a guest. And this night, he had to eat, but he didn't find a guest. He went out looking for someone to eat with him. He found an old man. And this old man actually, and mind you, people before us, they reached long years, long age. Ibrahim was said about 120. And when he conceived, when he got a son, his wife conceived when she was 90 or something, Sarah. And they were given the glad tidings of a son, Ishaq. And then after Ishaq would be actually fathering afterwards Yaqub. So Ibrahim alayhi salam, he saw this man. This man was very old. He took him in. He said, come with me. Let's eat. Then When the man came in, Ibrahim alayhi salam, he went to do something at home. When he came back, he saw the old man worshipping the fire with which they were barbecuing. The man is worshipping the fire. So what happened? Ibrahim alayhi salam was very upset. And he said to the man, go away. I'm giving you the food that our Creator Allah has given us, and you are worshipping other than that Creator Allah. Then he was very upset. He expelled the man. The man left. A very old man, cold night, doesn't know what to do. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in his piety revealed to Ibrahim. He said, go after that man and bring him back and give him the food. Ibrahim, I have been patient with this man and feeding him all these years. Couldn't you be patient with him one night, giving him a food? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says to Ibrahim, I have been patient all these years. I have created him, and still he was worshipping other than me. He was worshipping the fire. All these years I was providing him. I have been providing him. And one night only, you couldn't be patient with him? Go after him and bring him back. He went after the man and brought him back. And the man was surprised. You just expelled me and now you're getting me back. And he said, my Lord, Allah reprimanded me, blamed me, rebuked me, and told me to get you back and give you the food. And he told me that he was patient with you all these years. And he said to me, could you be patient for him only one night? The man said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna Ibrahim Rasulullah. In that time, they should say wa anna Ibrahim Rasulullah, because it was Ibrahim who was the messenger at that time. So the man said, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, I attest, certify, and witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah, and Ibrahim is the messenger of Allah. So he became Muslim, that old man. So this is the account of the story. I'm not actually quite sure of its authenticity and genuinity, but it is a matter of relating it on this occasion, suitably relating on this occasion. So what I mean is, if your non-Muslim friends, you are good to them, they will accept Islam, definitely, inshallah, if Allah wants to guide them. But the action should be one of benevolence, and one of being good to the others.
ليكن يومك للشعب ودادا ليكن حبك للأرض مداد قلم أنت فكم عبرت عنا وبنيت المجد أطوادا شداد أنت يا ملهم شعب أن يبروا عشت كم حققت للشعب مراد ليكن يومك للشعب ودادا ليكن حبك للأرض مداد قلم أنت فكم عبرت عنها وبنيت المجد أطوادا شداد أنت يا ملهم شعب أن يبروا عشت كم حققت للشعب مراد زايد الخيرات سل عنه شمالا وجنوبا ونجودا ووهادا جامع الأشتات أنت مذ عرفناك تحب القوم جمعا لا فرادا